Into the mood behind the bench for that waved off goal and how the players might have reacted?
I mean, I think for me in that situation, you just got to act calm. You know, obviously it's not a lot of time left in the game. Yelling and screaming is not going to do any good. So to be honest, I didn't see the replay. I was communicating with the referee when the replay was played, and I didn't look at it when it was getting overplayed and played. At that point, it's over with. There's nothing we could do, and I thought our guys stuck to it. I mean, from that point on, again, it was like the rest of the game. I thought we spent most of the time in the offensive zone. We were in the D zone very few times all game. Just got to eliminate some big mistakes.
What was the explanation?
The explanation was that our guy took out the goaltender. So I didn't see the replay. I don't know. I mean, it's a shame that we don't have instant replay at this level. You know, it is what it is.
After facing Florida 4 times, what have you learned so far that you're going to carry over to the weekend?
I mean, for us, I think when we play within our structure, I loved us tonight. I thought it was as good as we've been structurally all year. You look at the goals against, none of them were structural breakdowns. They were individual big mistakes. You know, while those are hard to live with, you know, at the same time, I think it builds confidence in our guys to know, hey, when you do it right, you're playing supposedly the best team in the league. And I mean, I don't know what the puck possession numbers are. I haven't looked at them yet, but I would think it was, you know, right up there with our best games yet this year. I mean, like I said, I don't know if we ever spent more than 10, 15 seconds in our D zone, maybe more than once or twice the whole game. We stayed out of the box. We skated well with them. It's a good team. It was a good game, and you know it's going to be a one-goal game when you play them.
Was this kind of a breakout night for Lindsey Sparks?
Yeah, you know, I was just talking to Sparksy out there, and he's been playing center all year. And we put there's a lot of responsibility on our centers. We want them up the ice helping out offensively, and you see where they play. They're a lot of times below the hash marks. In our D zone, they're in there digging. They're in there like a third defenseman. That's the way our system works. So for him, we felt like maybe moving him to the wing, he's been in a little bit of a scoring slump. Maybe moving him to the wing would take a little bit of responsibility off him, give him some more time, you know, carrying the puck up into the play, leading the rush rather than coming from behind. You know, sometimes things like that work out. Sometimes they don't, and credit him. I think he took it and ran with it rather than looking at it like, hey, I'm getting bumped from center. I think he was excited for the opportunity.
What do you think of Schwartz?
Again, for a guy who hasn't played a game since April, I think, you know, let's not be, you know, take it with a grain of salt what he looked like tonight. But for me, he was in all the right spots. You know, everything that either he didn't finish or the chance he got, I think that's stuff that comes with timing. You know, he didn't even skate with us yesterday. He's been off the ice. Didn't skate with us last night. He came into morning skate with us today, learned the systems today. You know, played a pretty big role out there on the ice for us. He's a big-time player, and he's going to be really good for us. I think it's someone that our fans are going to love, and he's going to be a big help to us down the stretch here.
So what advice could you give the Marlies and the Leafs about the penalty kill?
I mean, I think we're all doing a pretty similar thing. You know, penalty kill's a funny thing. Sometimes you love what you do structurally, and maybe a puck hits a bounce off someone or a rebound, or you're in the right spot and they just bat one home. It's one of those things that's, you know, it's just like power play. A lot of it's got to do with confidence, and I think, you know, we've got a pretty good groove going with our guys, where when we kill, it's nobody hangs their head, nobody looks around, nobody puts, you know, it's okay. We're gonna go out and get this kill. Let's try and get on the offensive, and I think that's when we're at our best, when we try and push the pace on the penalty kill.
Madore, what do you think of his performance coming back here? I mean, he's been kind of feast or famine as far as getting ice time playing wise.
Yeah.
Teams up in Toronto, but you know, tonight you put him in. How do you think he acquitted himself?
Well, I mean, the first thing you got to, for us behind the scenes, what he brings to us leadership wise is unbelievable. I mean, he's as big time of a competitor, and his preparation is second to none of any guy I've ever been around. So he makes us better just by being around our team. Makes Ryan Massa better, makes us better, makes the coaches better. And again, he was our best player the first 20 or so games before he got called up. I thought he made some big saves tonight, especially early. You know, again, a lot of their chances were one and done, where it was a big chance, you know, or a big breakdown, things like that. It wasn't a lot of shot, rebound, you know. So again, those are tough when you haven't seen much action, and then it's a big chance that you're seeing. You know, I don't think he was by any means the fault tonight. I thought he did a really good job.
You talked about the individual breakdowns on those goals. What was there a common theme about them, or was it just guys?
I thought a little bit. Two of them were just, one was overhandling the puck. Instead of just making the simple play, kind of holding onto it a second too long. One was just not making a hard play, kind of making, sometimes it's a direct pass, sometimes, it's a spot at somewhere. What you don't want is the in-between, where it's kind of off your heels and you just throw it to space. And I thought we had, one of them was that. Again, it's stuff that you could live with honest mistakes. As a coach, obviously you don't want to keep doing them. You want to avoid the same mistakes, but you could live with them. When you break down structure of stuff we showed on video the last 2 days, that's hard to live with. And I thought for the most part our guys did. They stuck to the game plan, and again, here you are in it with a chance to win against the best team in the league.
You have a 2-goal lead early on, only to give up 4 unanswered goals. Is this kind of a learning experience for such a young team?
Sure. I mean, it always is. With this team, with our age and the amount of young guys we have, and for us as a staff also learning with these guys, I mean, it's these are the ups and downs. And what I like about our team, even the last 2 games have been pretty similar, where we've gotten up and we went down, and we had a couple games ago where we were down and when we got back to even. What I've liked about our team lately is the mood on our bench, you don't know the difference. And to me, that's a step in the right direction. That's something that we see that maybe people in the stands, you guys don't see. But what we're seeing is early on when we would give up a couple quick ones like that, there maybe be some finger pointing, maybe be some poor me, whatever it is. And what I like right now is the guys aren't looking around. The bench remains calm. Guys stick to it. They stay. And that, for me, like I said, I'm always going to be looking for positives. That was probably one of the biggest positives out of this game. And then Sparksy scores a big goal with a second and a half left, and you feel like we steal the momentum back.
How has it been with you and the team playing at this pace? I know that you were just in a different kind of hockey environment, and a lot of these people were too. So, are they sticking with it? Even though
As far as the jump from junior to this level, I think the game schedule is pretty similar. The one big difference I would say is, the junior level, there's a lot more practice. At least the USHL level there was. It was pretty college-like, where you'd have a full week of practice, then 2 games, full week of practice, then 2 games. So you'd have a lot more time to prepare. So what I've found at this level, it's a lot more teaching through video. And because you're so short man, like right now we have 10 forwards, it's hard to really beat on the guys in practice. I like to have good, hard practices and get physical in practice. It's hard to do it with our numbers. Having said that, I think our guys have steadily adjusted. Again, I'm not going to, at this early in the season, I'm not going to look at the end result scores. I'm going to look at, are we getting better? And for me, again, tonight was a step in the right direction. You look at the games last weekend, say what you want, people see the scores. There were a lot of things that were steps in the right direction. Now we just got to keep doing the things we're doing well and fix some of the other stuff. Again, when we get Denver Manderson back, we maybe get some other guys back, I think that helps finish a couple of those plays we saw tonight. And the other guys, got to chip in as well.
0-4 against Florida to this point. Is it just going to take one win to kind of break the logjam and all of a sudden?
You hope so. I mean, you hope so. That's that, and that's certainly something we're telling the guys. Hey, we gotta beat these guys. You just gotta find a way to win. Ugly one, big one, come back. Get up, whatever it is. And sometimes it's just, especially with a young group, the confidence of knowing we can do it. And I think our guys, the last 2 times we played them were games extremely similar to this, where our guys are sitting there in the room and they're not feeling bad or feeling like, oh, we just got beat by a team that's way better than us. They're sitting here going, hey, we could beat these guys. We need to beat these guys. Now, again, they're going to be better. They'll be more prepared this weekend when they come back. We have to make sure we do the same.
Take us through the 2 goals tonight.
The first one was a good play by Bradford, just getting it to the net, and I kind of beat my guy wide. I had a little bit of a chance in front, and it originally went off the post and then off the back of the goalie and in, so it was kind of a lucky break, but it was nice. And then the second one, just like a quick play through the neutral zone. The defenseman kind of jumped up on me, and I was going to shoot it, and then I looked up, and I saw I was able to go around the goalie and put it in with an open net, so I decided to do that.
Did you realize there was so few seconds left?
Not really. I kind of knew going out onto the ice when the whistle was blown that it was like 25 seconds, but it's kind of hard to count it down when it's in. So I think we were at 0.4 seconds, so that was pretty lucky that I got it off in time.
What did that do for your team going into the locker room?
I think it was huge. I mean, we let those 2 goals up, back to back real quick, and being down 2 goals going into the third wouldn't have been that great. So that was a nice confidence boost for us, get us going into the third, and we carried it over a bit. Would have been nice to get the 4th one there. I had a chance with a couple seconds left, but it's too bad. We'll get them again on the weekend.
So Noreen was talking about tenacity around the goal, and did you find that you were enacting that sort of philosophy tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've been talking about that for a couple of weeks now, just being harder around the net, especially against this team that uses their stick so well, and just banging in goals, banging in dirty rebounds and things like that. So, Yeah, I think we did a good job. I think we scored a couple goals like that, but we got to be better, and we can be better at that for sure.
How has the pace been so far for you, going from a different hockey situation to this one?
Yeah,
professionally?
I played in this conference a couple years back, so I kind of knew what to expect a bit. Obviously, coming down from Toronto at the beginning of the year, it was a bit of an adjustment just with some of the different guys, but I think we have a pretty good team, and we play at a high pace, everybody, so it's pretty fun to play with guys that can move their feet and stuff like that, so it's been good.
What is it about this Florida team that gives you guys fits?
It's hard to point your finger on just one thing, I think. They're big, they play their system really well. We just got to find a way to break through, and I think once we do that, we'll get some confidence against them, and then it'll start to roll for us. I think we play them a bunch more times anyway this year, so it's been close games every time. It's not like we're getting blown out by them, so we'll figure it out. I think we took a good step tonight, even though we didn't win the game. We played pretty well. It was like 3 minutes that we didn't play well, and they capitalized on 2 goals, and that was the difference in the game.
Is it tough? Is it tough playing a different goaltender every time you face the Everlord?
Kind of, but this league is like that. Half the time you don't even know who's in net, with goalies being up and down. Like you see it with our team. Madore's been up for a while, Massa. So you don't really take that into account as much. It doesn't make a huge difference who's in net. It's not like I'm going to shoot somewhere different if it's not open, depending on who the goalie is. Obviously, you get to playing a goalie repeated times, you get to learn his tendencies, but that's very hard to do in this league because they're never really there for that long.
Coach just talked about making steps forward and making progress over the last few games. Have you noticed that, or what's been the focus on offense to kind of make that progress? Because it seems like you guys are possessing the puck a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. I think we are possessing the puck more, not just throwing it away and not being like a one-hit team. We're kind of taking care of it in their end and cycling them and wearing them down and holding onto the puck for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and then creating offense that way, not just creating offense and then they get a puck and they turn it back over in our way and then we have to go get it again. So I think puck possession for us and just getting pucks through the net and just being around the net more has helped us too. Okay. Yeah, no problem.
So, did you get a chance to work with Guerrero Greco at all?
I did. He's one of the best I've ever worked with. He's great to work with. He's made a lot of changes in my game, kind of simplified things, and they're very lucky to have him.
How did it feel coming back here to the ECHL and getting your feet wet right away after being gone so long?
It's just all hockey. I don't know if I would have liked a breakaway 2 seconds in every game, but definitely right into the fire. But it was good. It's good to be back, and I think we just got to keep building and start winning some of these interdivision games. At the end of the year, that's what makes a real difference when it comes to the playoffs.
When Garrett Sparks got injured, were you expecting a call?
I've learned not to expect anything. You just hang out and let other people decide your future. It's pretty much the best you can do.
The Everblades have kind of had this team's number. You got your first look at them tonight. What kind of changed there in the second period?
I don't know if anything changed. It's just kind of the ebb and flow of a hockey game. We started out playing fairly well in the first period, and then, we slipped a little bit in the second period. And, we're a young team, but at this point we're, at least calendar-wise, midpoint of the season, and those kind of things can't happen anymore. So I think, we got to take some of the positives away from it and build on those, but at the same time, there's not a lot of time left to be making excuses. It's time to start winning now and start pulling out of those games with 2 points instead of 1 or none.
What did you think of their goals?
There were 4 goals. Obviously, if you're a competitive person, you want to have every single shot. So I wish I could have had all 4 of them. There's some that are, they're varying degrees of difficulty, but at the end of the day, my job is to stop pucks, and I didn't stop. I let 4 of them by me. So I think, obviously I'd be a lot happier if I didn't let any. So.
What was it like to get your first AHL win?
It wasn't actually. I think I got like maybe 10 or 12 or something. But first one this year. So it was nice. It's always nice to be up and every opportunity, whether you're here in the ECHL, if you're in the AHL or in the NHL, the job is the same. So just kind of took it as another game, and every day you're out there, you get a chance to show someone that you belong, and advance your career. So it was nice to get a win. They have a very good team up there, and some might even say they could win with a pylon in net. And I think I did my job, but they have a great team. They played a really good game for me.
How was the communication tonight after being away so long? You would think that maybe you'd have to kind of get back into the swing with your D-man. How did that go for you?
I don't think it was an issue at all. I thought we were all on the same page right from the beginning. I mean, like I said, hockey is hockey. I know it sounds strange, but it's the same game. The D-men all are smart players. They're all professionals, and they all understand where to be. And I think I played just as much here as I have there, more here, and so we're used to each other, even though I haven't been here in a few weeks.